the Scouts. I had a whole paragraphs and paragraphs to say, but such many nice people have showed up today to actually meet Michu in person, and I don't have to give you details about the guys. I'll tell you a little that I'll definitely to do this. They called Michu a miniature marble of an infant. He weighed 25 pounds, and he stood 7 inches shorter than P.T. Barnum's Tom Thumb. He was born October 1st in 1939 in Hungary, and he only weighed 2.5 pounds when he was born. Because of his size, of course, he had a difficult time adjusting to the things that are what would be considered average to a lot of people. But you know what? I'm so thrilled that the people are here that showed up, people from Ringling that worked with him, and people from the circus. A gentleman is here that actually, I don't want to, I'll tell you really quickly that he brought Michu here from Hungary. Had no idea, and somebody who worked with Michu closely for many years is here to talk about Michu. So, Tom, if you don't mind coming up for a second, and we'll start at the beginning of Michu coming over from America. Is that okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Lima, and I came to this country back in the 70s with Michu. A lot of people tell you that, Michu bring me out here and all that, but later on, Mr. Cloud said, I'll have to English, and Mr. Cloud took me back on the other units, and he just loved me. So the old Mr. Cloud, the elder Mr. Cloud, who is the father of the current owner, I could say he was a friend of mine. Even I was a poor man then, and he was a very, very valuable man. But I could tell you stories about him and me, which we don't talk about that. I am full of stories. I got a lot of stories about Michu. 99% of them are very, very dirty, and we are the same. So I promised this man I'm going to just come up with a couple of nice ones, okay? I let my beautiful wife Francisca is here. She's from Holland, and I got her in the business, and my family in it for a long, long time, probably 15th, 16th century, and of course, back in the 50s, the communists nationalized them, so we became poor. Then we had a real small circus. During the 50s, we had a small circus because they don't let us play the big towns because the government owned the big circuses and played them. So we was forced into these small towns, from little town to another town. So I grew up as a little boy there. I'm not going to bore you. This is not about me. This is about Michu, a friend of mine. And he had a lot of faults, but he was deep down a great man. Now his friend Sandra and Elizabeth, who was little bitty people, Elizabeth was my nanny. She used to beat my butt all the time, with my mama's permission. Okay. All right. And Sander, he lived with me in Florida until, then the Sander died also. Elizabeth died. Now Michu died not too long ago, but I'm going to tell you a couple of clean stories about Michu. Okay. One, how he got into the business. So back then we still had horses pulling the circus wagons from one little town to another little town. I was probably 2 years old, maybe 3, and my father stopped at a little bitty house in the middle of the prairie in Hungary, the prairie of Hungary, for the horses to get some water. He goes in, a little bitty boy comes out. Can I help you? Yes, little boy. I wanna get some water for my horses. Yeah, go there. How old are you? I'm 17. Where's your mom and dad? Oh, they're starting the cornfield. They're breaking the corn. Well, I'm gonna come back later on and I'm gonna talk to your mom and dad. How come you're not in school? Oh, the snow is too big. I can't walk in the school. I can't go to the school. Back then there was no buses. So Mom and Dad came back, and that's how Michu joined the circus when he was 17 years old. I was a little boy, and he raised me. Sometimes he smacked me, He was my dad and a brother. He had a little bit of a cane. He defended himself with a cane, walked around it, and sometimes we had about 4 or 5 little people on our show. And Elizabeth was my nanny, and she used to straighten me out. And Michu always watched us kids. And we had kids war, little kids, and the midgets were one on one part and the other part. I shouldn't say midget, but back then that was the name. And I'm trying to clean myself up. I'm an old man, so you guys forgive me, okay? Sometimes I say things which is not appropriate of the 21st century. I'm still living in the back century, and I wish I was back there, okay? I live down in Florida. We got about a 28-acre place down in Florida. Me and my wife and my children, and they're running the winter quarter circuses out. And sometimes they come home with money. Sometimes they come home broke, but they always come home. So I'm a blessed man. Let's go back to Michu. So he had a little bitty bicycle. I was 2 inches. I said, "Can I push your bicycle around? If it's just my hand, I'll let you." So I took Michu's hand, then I pushed the bicycle around. So back to when I was 8 years old, we playing a town. This is a clean story, okay? I have a hard time to find clean stories, okay? But this is a nice clean story, okay? I think it's cute, okay? So we're playing this lot here, and there's a hill, and on the side of the hill, people having their wineries. On the side of the hill, they got the wine, and because the wine has to read on the doors, they got windows this big. The windows, no big person can climb and steal wine. I'm 8 years old. Michu says, "Hey son, we need to go out there and get some wine." I said, "Okay, I'm in it." So you put me in there, okay? So middle of the night we go up there. We're wine stealers, okay? So I'm 8 years old. I hope you forgive me. I don't feel guilty about it now. I always think about this story. So he got himself a jug. And we go in and just barely enough to go into the hall. I sent him in big barrels, this big. He tried to open the barrel. And the cat is pushing my sister to kick him. So Michu kicks him as hard as he can, open it. And he put the jug over there. Then he tried to close it up. Because you know if the wood gets wet, it swells, right? You need more power to close it up, which he didn't have it. And I didn't have the power. I couldn't help him because I'm outside the hole. And so, after he was walking down up to his knees in wine, I told him, "Son, Michu, we better get out of here before we get in the shop." So I'm always thinking what that farmer would think back then. How he thinks how his wine out of the big barrel got out. I feel so sorry for him. So Michu wasn't as nice as you think. He was a little thief also, but I was a thief too. We had a lot of fun. So that's one of the clean stories I can tell you. I can tell you a lot of other stories. I'm the one, and I'm not bragging. I got his so-called girlfriend who he's married on the Ringman show. I bring her here. I called her and I said, "Mama, we need a girlfriend." And she said, "I'll find you one." By then our show was closed up. The communists had nationalized them, so it was so closed. But old employees, she got one, Elizabeth and Sandra, and then got another lady, okay, who was very nice looking. But she was pretty much a town lady, and she wouldn't budge. So I gotta tell the story anyway. I will tell you this in October. So Mr. Clark comes to me, he says, "You talking about that girlfriend he had back in Europe?" I said, "Mr. Clark, he don't have a girlfriend in Europe. It's a lie. I made it up. We made it up. I made it up so people leave him alone about his girlfriend. Because every time they ask him about his girlfriend, he see a lot of nasty, dirty things. Okay. And so I said, "What are you going to get?" So I told my mom we need a girlfriend. So she bring the girlfriend in and comes to the airport. Paul and Rodine, I don't know, you probably got them, but some of you who knows that Mr. Weiss over there knows it. Okay? And so you bring them in, and the two little people come in, and the new girlfriend is coming in and they don't know each other. I tell the Mr. Feld, I said, you better keep the pressure away when they meet because something will happen. I know Michu. So let's keep them away, put them under pressure. Thank God he done that. And so Michu goes to his so-called new girlfriend, grabs her by the butt. He said, honey, you and me gonna get along just fine. The little woman said, get away from me, you nasty little man. So now they chuck 100 people in the press room with the big microphones are waiting for us because Mr. Fat told him this is the old girlfriend of Michu who he didn't see for 5 years now. Now what are we gonna do? I said to Mr. Fat, she's not gonna do it, make her do it. I said, man, please go in there and tell her you're the new girlfriend. No, I'm not going with this. I'm not gonna make a clown out of myself on the people. I don't know this man. So I said, man, if you don't give me a choice. Two pilots coming down the hallway, and I start talking to the pilots over here, and I said, boys, turn that plane around right now and take this little character back to Hungary because she is sleeping around here, including me. And so we need to send her back. I got to go in the press room and tell these people that Michu and her broken up because she's messing around with the big man. And she says she's not going to let me. And I said, man, if you don't give me a choice, I got to work for this man. So he pays my paycheck, okay? I'm a poor man. So she done it, the lady done it, but she never was, they never became friends. If you know, some of you know, that was English when the big wedding came and all that, they hated each other. Elizabeth and Sander, they started on my father's show and my mom's show, and so anyway, I got a lot of stories, but I'm going to give some of the other people a chance to talk. God bless you all, and God bless this here and now. I love them.
I'm just going to move this microphone over to the other side here, so how many people watching this on YouTube right now.